major upset. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the Colorado State Rams, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And the Rams will boot it away to start the game. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Irish offense will take the field to start this game. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Jesse, those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won, and last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. But you're going backwards, and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over. That's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. He's got the back in the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Guys, let's take a step back and talk about Notre Dame. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
And it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
So Colorado State's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful. They wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on 3rd down.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Turning it on. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Some penalties hurt a little bit more or a lot more than other ones. That one wipes out a huge game. The Rams are moving quickly down the field. Out of the gun, they'll And this one will be stopped for no gain. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of emotions, a homecoming of sorts, as he comes back to the place where he played as the head coach of the opposition.
You know it holds a special place in his heart, and he's right now taking the field thinking about all the great memories he shared with his teammates, with his family, with the fans during his time. But he's got a job, David. He's coaching on the other sideline this morning. He wants to get the win for his team.
Oh, you dang right. And you got to pull back those feelings. It's great to be home. It's awesome to be where it started, but you're also paid to do a job, and you're paid by the other side. And right now, you want to go win, and you want to beat this.
How about this, a fake? Sometimes in life, there's only one thing to do. And they should punt. They managed to get the throw off, but couldn't get the completion. You always wonder, why not just leave the offense out there and run a pass play? And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
They'll give it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It's amazing how play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series, but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you are.
He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Gives it on the option. Makes it past the marker. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Give to Brown. Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Dumps it off in the flats. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. They'll try to get it through the air. And he can't find his man in the end zone as he was trying to pay off this red zone chance. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Good, right down the boulevard. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Michigan found a way to pull out a victory. It wasn't vintage maize and blue football. Those folks in the big house won't remember this one forever, but they will remember it was a W. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And the Rams can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Finds his man down the middle. That is just a perfect example of not deciding before the snap where you have to go with the ball.
Yeah, because that will get you in trouble. You can tell right away he wants to get the ball to his primary. He's covered. He comes off him, does a nice job being patient, taking his time, hitting the drag route, getting the first down.
He's got an open man. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. The Rams look to keep this drive humming. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, good call by the defense there. They dialed up blitz into that running play, and the linebacker able to make the stop.
Offense changing the play. Second down, he'll throw it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Throws to the back. Catch in the middle. It's Peppers. He'll come through on third down. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
Man, I love on third down when I know I have a running back that can beat guys. Whether you want to cover me with a linebacker or a safety, I can run an angle route, and I can have success because my quarterback knows exactly when he's going to break, and that defense is not going to beat my running back.
And the Rams can really attack on this second and short. Gives it on the option. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Really nice play call there because the defense might have been thinking on third and short in the red zone. They're probably going to run the football instead. They throw it, catch him off guard, and now they've got first and goal.
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State. And the extra point makes it 7-3. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's good. Makes a move. He's on the loose. And there he goes. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Notre Dame. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt, unbelievable speed, and if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously you got those wheels, but to be able to get through, and guess what? No flags, you know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Snagged out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Quick completion on the out. On his feet at the 40. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. They're working that left side. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes, he's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
Buys a little extra time. He breaks into the open and into the end zone. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. Quarterback sneak looking for just a sliver of daylight. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
The whole point of running the quarterback on these designed runs is to get an extra blocker. You should be getting more movement up front, but that time, guys were getting knocked backwards, and as a result, they actually lost to you.
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State.
And that touchdown run is just going to galvanize this entire football team. Really nice job being physical, and that sends a message. We're not just taking the lead. There's a lot of football left, and we are going to keep trying to run this ball down your throat.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Got his man. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Wants to go up top. And they're not on the same page there.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Colorado State takes over the Ram. Offense returns to the field. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. Lining up from the 34 on first down. To the air on first down. That's caught. It's Peppers. He's run out of bounds, and they'll say he stepped out at the 27.
Guys at the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
The Rams with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Stoneburner. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Colorado State. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's just a fantastic job of executing the two-minute type situation by this offense. Something you practice all week long for end of half and end of game. Quarterback, really nice job. Good job by the staff, too, getting the plays in quickly so they could get up to the line of scrimmage and get going. And them scoring that touchdown with seconds to go here in the first half, piling onto their lead, that gives them tremendous confidence heading into halftime.
So the offense doesn't want to take a chance here. They'll just come out and take a knee and wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great one in South Bend going on. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the home of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. Ready to go here in the second half, and Notre Dame will kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, we'll have another peek at this Rams offense. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive line.
There he goes. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab down the middle.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Back to pass on second down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Fires to the big fella. At the 35, he's loose. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. And the Rams are flying down the field.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
The Rams with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Quarterback adapting. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. And the Rams line up trying to move the sticks on third and short. A designed run for the quarterback. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice...
Touchdown, Rams! Excellent pass by the back on the option. Lining up for the PAT. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive. Running into the open space. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
And it took the defense a bit to get a handle on him, a little slippery with all those juke moves.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football.
Oh, he's got some space. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, you're going to be hard to stop.
finds his man. It's Gilbert. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The Irish come to the line facing second and short. Looking to fire. It's complete. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Line getting set on second down. Wants to go up top. With the catch, it's McFadden. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Fires to the big fella. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a fourth and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the fourth down.
They'll run for it. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. Leaves it with the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, that play didn't stand a chance. I mean, nobody even blocked that guy. And he's able to get the tackle for loss.
Gonna sling it on second down. Buys a little time with his feet. He'll pull it down. Still on his feet at the 40. An explosive play to wrap up the third quarter. Oh, they finally got him out of bounds, but not before. He carried some momentum for his team into the fourth quarter. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Wants to go up top on first down. Right on the money. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. He's been so locked in, it seems like any pass called is a guaranteed chunk play.
Yeah, and winning late like this in the ball game, keep trusting him, keep spinning. You know why? Because stats matter late in the game. You want some postseason awards?
Makes a diving snag along the right sideline.
This is so interesting right now watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on
turning it on. He'll be pushed out of bounds just short of the end zone, and that one saved a touchdown at least for now.
Well, this offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now, and they're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays early.
Touchdown, Colorado State, and the beatdown has ensued.
Loving what I'm seeing from this offense this week. And talking to them, they felt like last week's win was a lot closer than what it should have been. They didn't play to their full potential, but they did that here in this game. When they're hitting on all cylinders, they are scary.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here come the Irish back on offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
down in the fourth quarter. It's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense
Breaks into the open. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him one.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
And that's why, as a defense, you want to set up third and long situations. You just want to be able to keep the football in front of you. It's okay for that quarterback to hit the running back on that pass. Now you have all those bodies flying to the football, and they're able to make a tackle.
He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. We will see what this Colorado State offense can get done this time. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Makes the tackle at the 31. It's a pickup of 5 on the play. The officials stopped the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. Now facing a 3rd and long. They'll try the run. He's not going to make it to the sticks, and what a stop against one of the best third down offenses in the country. Now on fourth down, they'll settle for a field goal try. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch of these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
The Irish send out the punt unit. No return coming here as he signals for the fair catch and makes it right around the 30-yard line. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? when you know you have a team outclassed. The ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming in, and this was just total domination.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.